Hi everyone, how's life, and welcome to another one of my videos. Welcome to a very sad video. Today is the 1st of June 2023 and I'm about to go on my very final direct Eurostar train from London St Pancras to Marne, Vallee, Disneyland, Paris. The Eurostar, direct Eurostar from London to Disneyland, unfortunately is ending on the 5th of June 2023, and that's going to be the day I actually return from Disneyland, Paris. So make sure you keep watching because I'll be filming the journey back as well, because that will be literally the final direct train between these two wonderful places in the world. But yeah, I am currently just chilling, waiting for my train to board. Everything was really easy. It was actually quite busy. Today is a Thursday, so not as busy as it can get, but well, the Disneyland train is actually ready for boarding now. But yeah, security was easy. Honestly, everything took maybe less than 10-15 minutes, and I've just been chilling here for the past 5 or 10 minutes. The area here was also extremely busy until about 5 minutes ago when one of the Paris trains started boarding, because they've got trains to Paris, Eurostar trains to Paris, quite a lot, and that's normally the route that I tend to take. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you probably know this. Generally speaking, I prefer going to Paris because number one, it's cheaper, number two, it's more flexible, and I just find it a lot more easy because I don't have to stress about this one train per day and how packed it is. But today, like I said, as an occasion, I thought I would actually take the direct route because it is going to be my final time, and I thought I'd take you along the journey because it's going to be emotional. It's been a long time that this train has been operating between these two places, destinations, London and Disneyland Paris, and whilst you can still take the Eurostar to Disneyland Paris via Lille or via Paris, the direct route unfortunately is coming to an end. Well, I'm about to go up. Our platform is platform number 7, which is actually very fun. 7 is my favorite number. It's my lucky number. So what a fun platform to be on for my final direct Eurostar to Disneyland Paris. And you can see, like I said, not too busy at the moment. There'll be more people coming through very soon because there's another train to Amsterdam at 11 and then another one to Paris. But it's like a good window in between at the moment that isn't too busy. Whilst right, I also wanted to talk about my suitcase here that I was kindly gifted by Level 8 Luggage. I'm using it for the first time, and honestly, so far it's been phenomenal. So easy to carry, so like durable as well, and I just love the color of it. Very, very cool. Anyway, let's head up to platform 7. Look how quiet the waiting area at St Pancras is now that most people for the Disneyland train are actually heading up to the platform. And here we are. Behind me you can see the Eurostar that's going to take us from London to Disneyland Paris directly for the final time. It feels very odd. Loads of families and children are here as well. Obviously, with it being a train that goes directly to Disneyland Paris, it's going to be popular with families and children because they don't have to worry about stopping over at Lille or Paris, and that is a shame actually, even though I very rarely take this route myself. Like I said, for flexibility reasons, for availability reasons as well, it's obviously a lot more easy to book the Paris routes and cheaper as well, as I mentioned. I do think it's a shame that this is going to end because for a lot of families and children, people with disabilities, I think it was so easy to just be able to hop on one train and then head straight to Disneyland Paris without having to worry about changing. I do want to say though that if you are worried about taking the Lille route or the Paris route, I do have videos specifically explaining how easy it is to go through those routes as well. I'll leave the links down below so you can check those out, so that if you still wish to take the Eurostar, you can do so. Here's my ticket over here, 10:34, which is normally the time that this train leaves from St Pancras to Disneyland Paris. We are in coach number 4, which is literally this one over here. It's so cool seeing the little sign on the Eurostar train that says from London St Pancras to Marne, Vallee, Chessy, which is obviously where Disneyland Paris is located. Again, little things that I'm going to miss, even though I very rarely take this direct route. It's so cute because honestly, even just from like starting this journey, you see so many families with children, so many people with Mickey ears because they're excited because everyone's going to one destination. Do you know what I mean? So when you go to Paris, not everyone's going to be going to Disneyland Paris. Most people are actually going to Paris for Paris alone. Or if you're going through Lille, there'll be some people that are on that train that are, you know, just want to go to Lille or somewhere else. But with this one, you know that most people on it will be going to Disneyland Paris, and they're all expecting the same magic that we all love and enjoy. So I'm in my seat now, seat number 51 in coach 4. Really comfortable seat actually. Some of the Eurostars are a bit more modern, and this one that I'm on today is, which is great. The seats are comfortable. This is just standard, by the way, not standard premier or anything like that. But yeah, very comfortable. You've got your little tables that come down. You've got plugs as well, a UK one as well as a European one, which is great, so you can charge your phone or laptop or whatever you need to. And everyone seems to be in a good mood as well, which is again another perk of traveling on the direct route, because everyone's going to Disneyland Paris and that's the most magical place on earth, so everyone is going to be excited. Whereas on the Paris route, a lot of people are just going to Paris for business. They might be bored, tired, angry sometimes. So yeah, that's another thing that I'm definitely going to miss, just the magic of being on a train where everyone is feeling excited about one particular thing, Disney.
And Disneyland Paris is now ready to leave. Please mind the automatic closing of the doors. Bienvenue à Disneyland Paris. Dans quelques instants, nous arriverons à Marne-la-Vallée Chessy. J'espère que vous avez fait un très bon voyage en notre compagnie. Merci d'avoir choisi de voyager avec Eurostar. Nous vous souhaitons une très bonne journée. We'll shortly be arriving at Disneyland Paris. I know you're very excited and can't wait to start your holiday, but please take a moment to double check that you have all your luggage with you before leaving the train. If you're using the Disney Express service, please take your bags to the Disney Express desk on the upper left. Thank you for choosing to travel with Eurostar. We wish you a very pleasant and magical holiday.
And with that, we are officially here in Disneyland Paris at Marne-la-Vallée Chessy train station. It's currently about 2:20 p.m. France time, which is not bad at all. Yeah, that was an amazing journey. I actually forgot how easy it is to just hop on a train and then not have to worry about changing at all. Like I said, I do have videos explaining how to do the Paris route and Lille route as well. They're honestly not as bad as you might think, but there is a novelty in just being able to get on a train and not have to worry about anything and then suddenly end up at Disneyland Paris. You got Disney Village there behind me. You got the bus stop there if you want to get the buses to the resorts, both the official Disney hotels as well as the partner hotels as well. You can get them all there. But yeah, this level 8 luggage that I was kindly gifted did so well for me. I think it probably has been the smoothest suitcase I've ever owned just on this journey that I had, and there's quite a bit of walking involved in it obviously because you're not actually checking in your bag, it's carry-on. So I would recommend checking out. I'll leave a link down below if you want to. It's an affiliate link, so if you want to see what level 8 suitcases are like, you can go ahead. And I also have a discount code as well, so 10% off. Everything will be in the description if you want to check that out. It would be great. One of the coolest features actually that I noticed was very helpful is this little handle they've got on the side of the suitcase. So there's one on the top, but there's also one on the side, which means that when you're putting it through security, it's just so easy to carry it because there's, you know, places for your hands on both sides of the suitcase. But there you go, phenomenal suitcase, very happy with it. I'm not going to end the video quite yet though, because as I mentioned, on the 5th of June in about 4 days time, I will be heading back to London, going on the very final train directly from Marne-la-Vallée Disneyland Paris to London St Pancras. So I'll be documenting that as well, so make sure you keep watching. It's going to be coming up very, very soon. But yeah, just be subscribed anyway, because there's loads of hopefully Disneyland Paris vlogs coming up from this trip. But with that, I'm going to bid you farewell until it's time to head back to London. Well, it's a few days later. I am back at Marne-la-Vallée Chessy train station, about to board the Eurostar from here to London St Pancras, the direct route for the final time. Huge queue there behind me. This is one thing I definitely didn't enjoy about this route, and I'm kind of, yeah, that's glad that it's not something I'm going to be experiencing again because that's ending, because it normally gets a huge queue. But it's only one train per day, loads of families, and the station's not very big, so it's just very difficult to manage, but it's okay, it's our last time. It's also going to be a very packed train. I think I've got somebody sat next to me, so I'm probably going to go through a montage in a bit. You'll see the montage and I'll speak to you a little bit more about the whole experience and my farewell to the train and Eurostar direct route when I'm back in London.
Ramener des ballons Disney, merci de les tenir fermement quand vous serez sur le quai. C'était un plaisir de vous avoir à bord sur nos dernier train d'hiver. Good evening and welcome aboard this historic train, which is the last Disney service which is running this Eurostar, so our last Disney service. My name is Marion, and along with my colleague Philippe, we are your train managers. We'd like to welcome you aboard this Eurostar service to London St Pancras.
It has now been about a month since I went on my final direct Eurostar train journey from London to Disneyland, and then back from Disneyland Paris, Marne, Vallee, Chessy, all the way to London. So yeah, as of now, the direct route with the Eurostar to Disneyland Paris is no longer a thing. The Eurostar website, I believe, has said that, you know, they might review this decision eventually, maybe one day it will come back. Like I said, one of the main problems that they had with it, I think, was that there just wasn't enough facilities in Marne, Vallee, Chessy, because that station isn't the biggest. And I think that's something that I actually struggled with as well. At any time I would take the direct route, which to be honest wasn't a lot, whenever I would take it on the way back, I would just not enjoy life. Like, the journey from London St Pancras to Marne, Vallee, Chessy, Disneyland Paris was always fine, but the return journey was never a fun one, particularly because on the return journey you would have to get your passports checked when you got to London St Pancras, because as I mentioned, Marne, Vallee, Chessy, the Disneyland Paris station just doesn't have enough space. It's not big enough to be able to check passports and do passport control over there. Whereas if you go through Paris, it's just easier because you go both through the French and UK police, like, security checks all in one place. So when you finally get to London, you don't have to worry about anything. You just come off the train and you can go home. That's something that I much prefer about the Paris route, and it's the same with the Lille route as well. Whereas, like I said, with the Disneyland route, with the route that no longer exists, so you don't even have to worry about it, it would often be the case when you get back to London, you'd have to go into like a 45-minute queue just to have your passports checked, and that's the last thing you want to do when you've had a long day of traveling, you're finally back home, and instead of just being able to get off the train and go home, you have to queue. And that's one thing I didn't like about it. But having said all that, as you saw in the video, there were definitely some magical elements about having the direct route as well. I very much recognize that for people with families, for young children, people with disabilities, it was a very easy way of traveling from London to Disneyland Paris, and I understand that that's something that a lot of people are going to miss, because yes, for me as a solo traveler, really isn't that difficult to go to Paris and then get the RER, the overground, to Disneyland Paris. It's something that I do almost every time I go to Disneyland Paris. Like I said, it's the one that I use 99% of the time. But I understand that for many people it's something that they're gonna miss a lot, and that's why I did this video, to be honest, just as a little momentum to send off the last Eurostar direct between London and Disneyland Paris for the final time. Hopefully it will come back eventually, who knows. I'd like to hope that it will one day once they figure out how to do it, because I know that there's definitely a demand for it. For sure, loads of families like that with traveling, and I've seen loads of families say that since this direct route has gone, they're now going to be, maybe not going as often, or if they do go, they might look into flying rather than getting the Eurostar, which is just so sad. I will recommend you watching the few videos that I have in the description down below. One to explain the Paris route to you, so that you kind of get a glimpse as to how easy it actually can be. Of course, it's not as easy as taking the direct route, but it's still not like complicated really. And then you also have the Lille option as well, which now has become a bit more expensive than it used to be, unfortunately, but it's still a way to go to Disneyland Paris by train, and for the most part with Eurostar. So look at those options if you want to, rather than jumping straight onto the plane. But with that being said, I've talked a lot. I have loads of new Disneyland vlogs coming up, as well as I'm going on a big trip soon, so hopefully there'll be vlogs coming from that as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.